Hey everybody, this is Jeff with Bear River Blogger, and today you're listening to the Bear River Blogger podcast. It is January 12th, and we are actually out on the Bear River Migratory Bird Refuge auto tour route. We are currently sitting on what I call the southwest corner of the auto loop. It is basically the furthest southwest you can get on the refuge before you start going back. And the reason we are out here today is we're doing a little bird watching, little bird photography with both some Tundra Swans and some great blue herons that are out here. This past week, I've been coming out, and there's been quite a few Tundra Swans that have been sitting out on the ice here on the southwest corner of the auto loop. And that's strange because normally this time of year, we don't have a lot of swans, if any, that are still on the refuge, because when the refuge freezes like this, and it freezes pretty solid, and it's pretty mostly frozen right now, the Tundra Swans, they need open water to feed on the aquatic vegetation, so they typically migrate out and head to Southern California where they winter for the season, and then they start coming back early, mid-February when things start to thaw out. But this year, we've had quite a few Tundra Swans still hanging out. Yesterday, I was out here, and I saw, it's probably close to 100 Tundra Swans. And that's been the way all this week. And today I've only seen there's maybe 20 or 30 of them out here. But there's still some Tundra Swans. They're all kind of hunkered down, sleeping, kind of laying on the ice. We're expecting a pretty big winter storm this weekend, so the birds are probably just going to sit here and tough it out. They're predicting we're supposed to get anywhere from 3 to maybe 18 inches of snow here in Box Elder County. So that'll be interesting to see how that affects everything out here. Most of the refuge, like I said, is frozen, but there's not a lot of snow out here. We got snow a couple days ago, but there's only anywhere from a skiff to maybe an inch or two of snow out here. And so it's not really too bad at the moment, but that could change. We're supposed to get this snowpocalypse is what they're calling it. So we're expecting a lot of snow. So that's going to change things dramatically. And we'll just see what's going to come out of it when the weekend's over. But I'm out here now, and it's actually not too bad. It's windy. You can kind of see it snowing in the mountains east of Brigham City here, but it's not supposed to hit till I think later this afternoon. So I thought I'd come out and see if the swans are still here and see what's going on. I love winter bird watching on the bird refuge because of the birds are usually a lot easier to photograph. They usually sit a lot longer, and usually you've got the place to yourself. There's been a few vehicles out here. It's still duck hunting season, so I've seen a few trucks drive by, but for the most part, I've been out here for an hour, and it's been mostly myself out here. I've been sitting here watching the swans and the great blue herons, and there's been a couple of bald eagles out on the ice, just kind of casually sitting. That's why I like winter bird watching. It's just so calm and peaceful out here. Even though it's freezing cold, I don't even know if we're even above freezing right now, and it's supposed to get even colder after this storm hits, so we'll have to see what happens. But for now, there's some Tundra Swans that are still hanging out on the auto tour route. And there's quite a few great blue herons. They're just maybe a quarter mile to the north of me where I was. As I was driving by, there was 20 or 30 great blue herons that got up and kind of circled around and kind of flew out in the marsh a little bit. They come out and find any pockets of water, open water that they can find. They kind of feed on the fish that might be swimming by. So anytime you find open water this time of year, you'll probably find a lot of great blue herons. And typically, great blue herons usually are solitary on the refuge, but in the wintertime, you will see them flock up a little bit because they're looking for the open pockets of water. And then you find just small pockets of water, you'll find a lot of great blue herons that are, going there to try to find what fish they can. So even though they're not really a flock-oriented bird, you will see them in kind of loose flocks during the wintertime like this. And that's one of the reasons I like coming out on the refuge, is seeing great blue herons kind of fish through these little ice holes. It's kind of one of the most interesting scenes out here. So, but anyway, I just want to give you guys a heads up on what's going on out here. We're going to do these podcasts probably every week, maybe even more, depending on how often I get out here, kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm seeing and what's going on. So if you guys are interested in coming up to see what's going on in the bird refuge, you have an idea of what to expect. Right now it's slow. It's winter. I'm seeing, a few northern hares. There's pied-billed grebes. There's some bald eagles, Tundra Swans, and great blue herons, just the common winter birds. But it's actually kind of nice out here right now because I'm seeing a lot of great blue herons, which is my number one winter bird out here. And I'm starting to see more bald eagles now that the refuge is frozen over. The one thing I haven't seen a whole lot of is rough-legged hawks. And for some reason, I don't know why that is, but usually this time of year, I see a lot of rough-legged hawks on the out-of-tree route, but I've only seen one this whole winter, and I didn't even see any today. So that's strange. So we're going to keep our eye out looking for rough-legged hawks and see if that changes. But anyway, I'm going to head on out of here, but just wanted to let you guys know that we're going to start this podcast. And even though I can't do video out on the bird refuge right now, I'm going to do these podcasts, and then I'm going to take a few pictures and then upload them. And this podcast is going to be on my YouTube podcast channel, or my YouTube channel under the podcast tab. But on the community tab, I'm going to throw some photos of what I'm seeing out here today. So you can actually go on over to my community tab on my YouTube channel here and kind of get an idea of what I'm seeing, so you can kind of get the visual. This podcasting thing can be a little different because I'm a photographer. I'm a visual person. I like taking photographs and short videos and show people what I'm seeing. But for now, that's not technically allowed out here, and posting them on places like YouTube. So I am going to do the podcast thing and throw some still photos up and see how that works. If it doesn't work, we'll try something different, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, if you're following this on YouTube, which basically where I'm going to post my podcast at now that YouTube does podcasts, I'm going to throw some photos up on my community tab on my YouTube channel, so you can just click on over there and just kind of see what I'm talking about. So hopefully that works. You can always reach me at bearriverblogger.com if you got questions or any suggestions or anything. So feel free to subscribe. And when I find more interesting stories, bigger stories, I'm going to actually do blog posts about stuff like that. But these little updates, I'm going to try and do the updates more on this podcast and throw some pictures on the YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel under the community tab, and just see how that works. So let me know how it goes. If it doesn't work, we'll try to find another way to keep you guys updated on what's going on out here on the bird refuge, and we'll go from there. But anyway, hopefully you guys will follow this podcast, and you guys will follow me at bearriverblogger.com, and we will catch you on the next one.